I always enjoyed spending time alone. As a kid, I would read books in the bathtub until the water got cold, and if I was left alone in a room, I would always find a way to entertain myself. One of my pastimes was building paper models. There was a magazine my mom would buy for me every week, and they had a section with paper models. You could cut them out straight from the magazine and glue together anything from houses, cars, castles, or whatever they had prepared for that particular edition. I don't know when I started or what drew me to it, but I could spend endless hours with small scissors and some glue patiently building things. I remember specifically building a whole section of a city with countless small houses, paper trees, and tiny cars. More ambitious builders could have made a rock wall out of styrofoam, colored with special modeling paint, and sprinkled tiny fake grass on top of it and around the trees. We didn't have money to spare on things like that when I was growing up, so my town had to do without a fake rock or fake grass. I was so proud of my town. It was sitting on a cardboard cutout on the floor of my room, and every week I would pick it up, put it on my desk, and continue working on it. And then one day, my mom accidentally stepped on it, effectively destroying the whole city in a fraction of a second. Don't worry, Mom, I don't hold any grudges. Somehow, poetically, it reminds me of the Tibetan monks that spend days making mandalas out of colored sand, just to swipe them with a broom right after they finish it. It's an important ritual symbolizing that nothing lasts forever. So, I like to think that my mom accidentally taught me a Tibetan ritual. I'm saying all this because I remember this hobby recently. It was one of those, oh yeah, I used to do that kind of things. You know what I mean? When your brain brings back a memory of something that you completely forgot, but suddenly feel emotional about 20 years later. It doesn't happen often, but when it does, it always leaves this strong emotional feeling. It teleports you back to that exact moment, and you're 7 again. You remember what you wore that day and how your surroundings looked like. You remember the atmosphere, how warm and cozy it was. That's why I'm doing it again. Not to find a long-lost hobby. That magazine I used to buy as a kid doesn't print paper models anymore, and I don't even live in the same country. I just wanted to revisit a childhood memory. And maybe there are some purist paper modelers who look at me cutting the paper with these scissors and think that I don't have the right tools or the right technique or whatever, but I don't care. I'm done caring what other people think about me or what I do. I want to do what I want and how I want to do it. I want to connect with myself on a level that I feel like I lost somewhere along the way, trying to please everyone else. This modeling for me is more than just paper and glue. It's a manifestation of my patience and precision I used to have. And I feel like nowadays I don't anymore. My patience has been disrupted by endless scrolling and a fictional feeling of progression and success through video games. And my precision has been substituted with "that's good enough" approach. Maybe by reconnecting with my core memory, I can access that limitless supply of attention I had back then. Reading books for hours, writing my own, coming up with imaginary worlds, building paper models, and planting seeds just to watch them grow. There is something calming in this process of precisely cutting paper, folding the edges that you glue, and putting everything together piece by piece. Almost like meditation, just instead of focusing on breath, you focus on paper. Maybe that's why I used to like it so much. It brought this calmness into my life. Quiet in the world of noise. Maybe as a child I found the world to be too busy, so I ran into my worlds that gave me the chance to breathe. So for me, this isn't really about building a castle, and it's not about perfection as well. It's just about the process itself, because what comes at the end doesn't really matter, and nothing lasts forever.